Here I go, Steiny. I'm going to give you some names. I'm going to give you guys some names. Walter Payton, Gale Sayers, the great Roger Craig, Marcus Allen, San Francisco's own O.J. Simpson, Emmitt Smith, Eric Dickerson.
Oh, I know where you're going.
How have we just devalued the running back position in sports when we know it's one of the most, you have to be talented to survive and even strive at that position? How have we let what I deem analytics, money, how have we done what we've done to the Dalvin Cooks of the world? How have we just said, you know what you do is no longer, we're not even going to reward you and give you the chicken that you deserve because you're putting your body on the line damn near every play, and the touches that you get, not just running up the middle trying to escape these goons, getting the ball in the flat. How have we allowed the NFL to treat the current running backs the way that they're being treated? And I feel dirty. I feel like I need a shower, and I don't have the answer. But my question to the people, you and Evan, is when did this start and why?
Well, I think we know
because it's shameful what's going on now to the running back position in the NFL.
When did we start going from an NFL, conservative running offense to teams starting to open it up more? Because whenever that started, that was the start of it, I think. And you know what? I don't think the NFL is doing anything. I think the nature of the league.
Oh, they are. They're running these guys in the ground.
That's right.
And then when it's payday.
Yeah, they're not paying them. You know why? Because running backs are a dime a dozen.
See that?
Sorry.
When did that come into your mindset?
Hey, there are a lot of good running backs
Christian
out there.
McCaffrey's not a dime a dozen, even though he can do it all. He's a hybrid. Come on, Steiny. That's what I want to get to. I don't have the answer.
What's McCaffrey make? 14? I could find a running back at $3 million who's half as good. You know what I mean? And then that would make sense.
But my question is, Steiny, what are you doing with that other 11 you're saving? McCaffrey goes down. This Niner offense is changed. I mean, come on. Dalvin Cook, how is he on the? It's almost like he's just chopped liver. That dude's a badass.
Most running backs are not worth $12, $15 million.
I don't buy that, Steiny. I just don't.
The most important position on a football field is a quarterback. The second most important position on a football field, I'll bet you could get people to say, is a wide receiver. The third most important position is Trent Williams' position, right? That's more important than a running back. And you know what? Tight ends are probably more important than running backs in this day and age, especially when they block like George Kittle.
See, you got the hearing you talk, Steiny.
Is Nick Bosa more important than, forget Christian McCaffrey, just like a good running back?
Now, why would you say forget C-Mac?
Because he's elite.
And that's what we're talking about.
Okay, would you rather have Nick Bosa or your guy from Dallas, Pollard?
Oh, Nick Bosa.
Okay.
Oh, he's that great, though, Steiny, so there would be no loser in it.
But teams have priorities. And the running back as a priority.
All of a sudden now, here in the last 15 years, Steiny, it's changed.
Been the last decade, more, I would think. I mean, it's been slowly building. Look what happened to, it happened with LeVeon Bell. With Pittsburgh.
Dude, that's interesting you bring that up. I got a list right now. In the last 15 years, these are the most touches by running backs in the last 15 years, okay, in the NFL. Okay. Your guy's LeVeon Bell. You hit that. Bam. Yep. Remember, he was Mr. Everything. Yes. He was coveted. He got paid. Then he got hurt. And he fell off. But nobody can say LeVeon Bell wasn't that dude. That's one. DeMarco Murray. The Dallas Cowboys in a contract year ran him in the ground, Steiny. And you know what they did the year when it was time to get paid? Night-night, bye-bye. He didn't get his pay, but they used him like a mule. Yep. Derrick Henry. Now, he's the one I'm going to call him the last of the Mohicans, to where I feel like what he does and brings to the table has not been tainted. But Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey, Steiny, I mean, those are 5 guys, and Chris Johnson, C2K, I can't forget about him, but we know his impact he made, and everybody wanted to have a Chris Johnson, and then all of a sudden, I just see this shift, and I feel like the shift is because the teams don't want to pay him. But that's what I'm saying. Why don't you want to pay him? And for you to say they're a dime a dozen, Steiny, they can't be.
They are, though, and I'll prove it.
McCaffrey is exhibit
I'll prove
A.
it. You ready for me to prove it?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
2017, Carlos Hyde. 2018, Matt Breida. 2019, Raheem Mostert. 2020, Chef Wilson Jr.
Okay.
2021, Elijah Mitchell. 2022, Christian McCaffrey. The 49ers have utilized 6 running backs that have led their team in rushing. They've had a different leading rusher for 6 straight years. How successful have they been?
Okay.
Pretty damn successful.
Hey, right.
And you know what?
Go ahead.
McCaffrey's different, but...
Yeah, because I was going to say...
Oh, Raheem Mostert leaves. We're in trouble. No, Elijah Mitchell's fine.
You know what? He is fine.
On trees.
But the guys that you mentioned, not named McCaffrey, are not elite. No shade at those guys. So you do wonder, and it's not the Niners' fault. They've been trying to maximize that position. Elijah Mitchell's
there's not enough of a difference between an elite running back and a good one.
Oh, Steiny,
there isn't.
Explain McCaffrey to me if you're just going to tell me he's a unicorn.
First of all, he's great. He is. He's one of the best.
So is Dalvin Cook.
That's great.
And he's jobless, EDD right now.
Okay. You know why? Because he wants too much money. And they can find somebody who's a fraction of the price, who's not just a fraction of the player.
Wow,
man. The rule is what, I mean, not the rule, but
it has something to do with it.
What's up, Matt? How you doing? Matt's in Napa.
Good, man. Thank you very much for taking my call.
Yeah.
I think this all started, like you said, with Chris Johnson. You look after he signed that huge contract. He had 1 year that he went above what he did in the previous 4 years of his contract, and never was that same player again. Not saying that these guys don't deserve money. I'm a Lions fan. They drafted a running back in the first round this year. They're going to do the same thing. He'll last 4 years, won't get re-signed because they're going to want too much money, and it's all about offensive line and tight ends, like you just said. Wow. So thank you very much, guys, for taking my call, and I'll take anything you want to say off the air, man.
You're right.
Thank you very much, and enjoy your Friday.
Thank you, man.
So they drafted him number one guy.
Visitors?
No, I didn't.
Visitors in the bit. Very distracting.
No, it's not. It's like we're performing.
Well, you have your back to them. I get people taking pictures through a cracked door.
Yeah, Evan
waving
put one
at
up at me, not my finest hour. Yeah, but
here's the strategy.
Detroit draft a running back with their first pick.
Draft a running back.
Use him up. And
franchise tag him. Then kick him to the curb and draft another one.
That's dirty.
I guess, but
you
said the NFL's dirty. The NFL's dirty. This is just the latest example of how you can chew somebody up, spit them out, and get somebody in here cheaper.
I'm going to share with you, I think it's Timmy Stamp on YouTube that said McCaffrey.
Timestamp?
I need the other glasses, yes. Hey, anyways.
Timmy.
Right.
Timmy Stamp.
He made McCaffrey made Brock Purdy look like an all-pro.
Right.
Now, Brock Purdy balled out. My thing is, why I'm excited about Lance is you got that hybrid. You got that Ferrari and McCaffrey, which could make you, Evan, and I look good behind center. So I want to print up a T-shirt. My whole premise of the Gripe, running backs do matter.
No, they don't.
And I could look at you and say, had the Niners had McCaffrey, those years you mentioned, Jeff Wilson Jr., Breida, and
they wouldn't.
They might have a chip.
Okay.
So don't hate on. Don't let that sway.
Give me your list again.
Derrick Henry,
no Super Bowl win.
Wow. Chris Johnson,
I don't think he ever won a Super Bowl.
DeMarco Murray,
no.
LeVeon Bell,
he did,
and Christian McCaffrey,
no.
Yeah. So 4 out of 5.
How about your guy Ezekiel Elliott?
Nothing.
Yeah. So you don't need him. That's the other thing. You don't need a top 2 running back.
Steiny, you were there. Other components of your team is why you. I tell you, McCaffrey is. He's God right now.
Quick correction: Le'Veon Bell did not win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was like, when did he get it? Help us.
Oh, that's right. I thought he was.
Yeah, they won both before him.
Oh, thank you, Evan.
Yeah. Well,
I'll tell you what. How about this? Having a great running back's a curse.
Except right now here in San Francisco. Because I think Carolina, they got problems. I think they gave up on McCaffrey too soon. But with that said, Steiny, to me, he is Exhibit A. When we're talking about top of the Hall of Famer future, he can change everything, and he has for this offense and whoever is under center for the Niners. Please. That we saw last year. When he came, everything was different. Kittle was Kelsey.
You're talking about one running back. One running back.
Well, those guys I just mentioned in their prime were where McCaffrey's at. I think we could say
the position is not very important.
Oh, man, that's hurting me.
Well, you know what? Something happened yesterday that I couldn't believe either.
Oh, whoa.
And you said, that's hurting me. We're watching a game. It was during a break. There was a baseball game.
Okay, go ahead.
And it was the Reds and the Giants, and there was a Red who batted.
Okay.
And the pitch came in, and the Red righty hit a ground ball to shortstop. And the Giants shortstop fielded it and threw him out at first. And you know what you said?
What?
Wow, Steiny. And I said, what? Wow. What? The guy just grounded out to short. That's not a wow.
Oh, the wow was the throw, and it was third. It was our guy, De La Cruz. It was his arm. Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is this is just the way it's going. It's just another ground ball to short.
I think it's disrespectful to the sport and the guys that have come and gone. And when you watch a football game,
buddy.
Dude, I'm asking because I don't have the answer. The shift.
Yes, you do.
When did it shift to where, Steiny,
you have the answer.
All right.
You have it.
No, Evan, I would love for you to crack the mic and just let me know if you think the running back position is not in. So, like if you're building a team.
Today you came in and said, where are all the Tony Dorsetts?
And the Christian.
Where are all the Earl
No,
Campbells?
Why are people like Matt Steinmetz all of a sudden saying they don't matter and they're a dime a dozen?
Like you're acting as though it happened yesterday. It's been happening. You don't.
Derrick Henry's not why the Titans aren't winning.
Maybe he is.
Derrick Henry's a problem.
How much does he get paid? A lot of money?
Yes.
Okay, so that's coming out of some other position. Dude, it's like the old thing with JaVale McGee. It's like the old thing with JaVale McGee.
I'm all ears.
Like DeAndre Ayton makes $25 million. Well, guess what? I'd rather have JaVale McGee who makes $3 million because we can still win with JaVale, and that's the way the running back position is.
But if you give me another center that's
can you find one?
Well, yes, the only problem.
Bert's in Benicia. Yeah. What's up, Bert?
Hey, man, usually I got your back, man, but not today. You got to look at every single running back that won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady and tell me how many of those running backs were great running backs. 0. LeGarrette Blount, James White, Corey Dillon. They just take dudes off the street. This is a game, man. You got to play the game the right way. Right now, the running backs get the short end of the stick, and that's just the way it goes. Don't hate the player, hate the game. It's a salary cap league, and running back right now is just a plug-and-play position. And you can go draft. How many great running backs come out of the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth round?
A lot.
More so than come out of the first round. Exactly. So you can go get a guy later, pay him less, use him up, and when he gets ready to get that payday, say, have a nice day. I'm going to go.
And that's my whole point. That's the dirt, like you said, the business. Yeah. But not at wide receiver, not at quarterback, not at O-lineman. My whole thought process behind this is like, that stinks. Important. That stinks. McCaffrey is telling you, when we talk about elite, it is important because it can affect your whole offense.
Who was the Chiefs running back last year? I think he was a seventh
Pacheco.
Yeah. This is like a seventh rounder, wasn't he? It's all right there for you.
But when you go Chiefs and Tom Brady, those are systems. Those are like, okay, yeah, I get that.
Okay, well,
come on, man.
You don't need a great running back.
So are you telling me Dalvin Cook
high-paid
can't help you win football games?
Of course you can, but you don't need a high-paid running back.
So why did the Niners go trade for McCaffrey? I'll rest my case there. If that's my only example, I'll rest it there. That's how impactful the running backs can be. They can do multiple things like him. Catch it out the backfield, line up outside.
Well, let me ask you a question.
And tote the rock.
Let me ask you a question. Did Derrick Henry, could he catch like McCaffrey? Isn't McCaffrey the best or one of the best receiving?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. You got to be able to catch and run.
Dalvin Cook can do both. and he's done both, but he's been with a chopped liver at quarterback. Look at it.
The guy who could walk down to Santa Clara right now, step on that field, and the minute Kirk Cousins put one freaking cleat onto that football field, he'd be the best quarterback on the Niners.
I won't rob him of that. I won't rob him of that.
You guys in this.
But where would it go, though? Would they get it done with Kirk?
Kyle likes Kirk Cousins. It's funny how Kyle's a god, except when he wants a guy that you don't like. And I mean you, plural.
Yeah, because they just me.
Gabriel in Sacramento. What's up, Gabe? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Steiny? I usually agree with some of the stuff you say, but today I'm riding with Guru.
There you go.
Because you just said that running backs is a dime a dozen, and all the running backs that you named for San Francisco, why did they give up all that draft capital to bring McCaffrey in the building if they just a dime a dozen?
Well, McCaffrey's not a dime a dozen because he can run and catch.
All right.
But if you look at the guys who led the 49ers in rushing before McCaffrey, were any of them good receivers? Elijah Mitchell, I don't think he's considered.
Could catch it out the backfield, Breida, but they weren't elite, Steiny. They were good.
And the 49ers had success. Yeah. The 49ers, I know there's extenuating circumstances, but the 49ers have had no more success with McCaffrey last year than they've had the previous 3 or 4 years.
You see the impact of McCaffrey, though, now, Steiny. Had McCaffrey been Mostert or Jeff Wilson Jr. last year, I don't think everything opens up. We know that the way that it did with this guy coming to town.
Okay. Well, you don't need to do it that way. That's been proven. You don't need to. If it's been proven that you don't need a running back like you're talking about to win a Super Bowl, why would you spend all that money at that position?
And you're saying the other part that bothers me is that's just the business when they use your ass
But it's the business of football.
Steiny.
There's no guaranteed contracts at any position.
But there was the running backs had respect before the Franco Harris days, the Roger Craig, the Marcus Allen. That was almost, they were all up there with the quarterback.
Get into a time machine and get back to 1978 if you want.
Yeah. Somebody just help me when it started, this shift.
Thank you, Connor. Connor and San Leandro, this is the biggest point. Go ahead, Connor. I agree with you 100%.
Connor.
I love you guys. Yeah, what's up, Goo? Listen, man, the thing that I wanted to say, Goo, you said that you're kind of resting your case on Christian McCaffrey as this incredible running back, but Christian McCaffrey is the exception that proves the rule. And I think that what all of us need to use this opportunity to do right now is praise our front office. We talk about quarterbacks and drafting. Everyone's like, oh, Trey Lance, and Kyle messed that up. Oh, the front office messed that up. No, we have a unique front office. We have an incredible play caller as our coach. We have an incredible general manager in John Lynch. And they went and they got a great asset to build on top of a series of other great assets. Christian McCaffrey is not what the rest of the league sees. And the rest of the league couldn't use Christian McCaffrey the way that we can because we are so privileged to have Kyle Shanahan, to have John Lynch. Anyway, you guys do a great job. Love your station. Love your show. Thanks for listening to me.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, like Marshawn Lynch. You can't tell me Seattle should have 2 Super Bowls. They got 1. I mean, Marshawn Lynch, Steiny, he was a difference maker for that Seattle team. He was their bell cow.
That's a decade ago, right?
Okay.
You don't need to do it that way anymore, Goo. You just don't.
Wow. But when you...
So what? It's like things happen.
So we're going to watch the college football season this year.
20 years ago, wide receivers didn't touch the ball. Nobody cared because everybody ran 38 times a game.